we will discuss the evolution of leaf, right? So basically the earlier plants did not have the leaf. The plants did not have leaves. Like if we talk about the generation which had the first leaf were Lycopodium. Basically Lycopodium were the first plants to have leaf. Basically they had microphylous leaves. Okay, now what are microphylous leaves? Basically the single vein leaves are known as basically microphylous. For example, this leaf, and they had only basically one vein, right? So that's why they are known as microphylous leaf, right? If we talk about the basically how does the microphylous leaf evolve? Microphylous leaves. Okay, so first basically there are two hypotheses, right? First hypothesis is basically the outgrowth hypothesis, which is also known as annihilation theory, right? And the second is basically the reduction hypothesis. Right? Basically, as we know that consider this is the stem, and this is the vascular tissues inside this, and we know this is known as annihilation, right? The outgrowth, right? Outgrowth of a stem is known as annihilation. Basically what happened from this vascular tissues, basically the leaves develop from the vascular tissues. So the leaves develop from the vascular tissues. This hypothesis is known as outgrowth hypothesis, right? Now if we talk about the reduction hypothesis, actually according to this, the branches basically reduced in size and they formed a leaf. According to this, branches were gradually reduced in size. Branches were gradually reduced in size. This hypothesis is known as reduction hypothesis, right? So these are the both hypotheses for the microphylous leaves. Now let us talk about the hypothesis, like the web theory for the megaphylous leaves. So let's talk about the megaphylous leaves, the evolution of megaphylous leaves. Megaphylous leaves. Okay, what are these? Basically polyveined leaves are known as megaphylous leaf. For example, let me make it contains a lot of veins, right? That's why it is known as polyveined leaves, right? Okay, basically the theory for this is known as webbed theory. It is known as webbed theory, right? Basically what happened, basically this is a leaf, or this is a stem structure. There is a branch, right? This branch are obviously we know that they are dichotomously arranged. So this first stage is known as overtopping, right? Basically in this unequal dichotomously branches are there. Unequal dichotomous branches, right? Second, we have basically planation. Basically what happens is a stem, the basically branches become equal, right? Dichotomous branched equal. They are branched equal, right? Okay, third step is basically the webbing or fusion. Basically what happens in the spaces like this, spaces are filled with parachimetous cells, with parachimetous. So spaces are filled with parachimetous cells. Okay, consider that now the leaf is formed. Now these spaces are basically filled with parachimetous cells. Okay, basically this is known as the lamina. Okay, the leaf blade. Now let's talk about the phyllotaxy. Basically the arrangement of the leaves on the main axis, or you can say on the main axis of the plant. The arrangement of leaves on main axis of plant is basically phyllotaxy. Basically there are two types of this. There are two types: the alternatively, and second is opposite, right? Basically this is a branch. For example, they are arranged like this, so this is known as alternatively, right? If they are arranged like this, so this is known as opposite, right? So basically in phyllotaxy we have like the leaves, we see the arrangement of leaves on the main axis, right? So I hope these both theories are clear to you. If you have any kind of queries, you can ask me in the comment section. We're very glad to answer you guys.